Welcome to another problem that we can use a vertical motion model. Pause this video and give it a try. See if you can write a function that gives the height in feet of the ball as a function of the time in seconds. And next one, see if you can try to find how many seconds does the ball land on the ground. Alright, first thing first, we should write down the vertical motion model. Height is -16 t squared plus vt plus s, where h is height, t is time, v is velocity, t is time, and s is initial height. Once you understand this, each part, what does it mean? We can simply plug in what we know, and then next step, we solve what we don't know. Alright, let's read this. She throws the ball up into the air at 4 feet above the ground. This is what we need. That's initial height. Above the ground, that is 4. Continue to read. The ball leaves her hand with initial vertical velocity of 30 feet per second. That's what we need. Initial velocity is 30. Alright, we just completed task A. Task B says, after how many seconds does the ball land on the ground? That is our keyword. If it's on the ground, means the height is 0. Now we got an equation. We can solve t. What is the value of t? Alright, to solve this, we need to do the following things. We need to factor the polynomial. Let's look at -16 squared plus 30t plus 4, which means we can factor out a -2. So -2 will be our greatest monomial factor. Once we factor out -2, the first term, let's use our scratch paper. Factor out a -2. We have 8t squared. Remember, this is division. Alright, next one, 30t. Factor out -2. 30 divided by -2, -15t. 4, factor out -2, -2. And copy down the rest. Now, we can get rid of -2 immediately by dividing -2, dividing -2. And now we have something look really clean and easier for us to continue to factor, and it looks like this. Now it comes to that part. We are factoring out a polynomial that says ax squared plus bx plus c, which means we need to find two numbers. When we multiply it, the product is ac. In this case, a times c is -16. Same set of two numbers. If we add it, the sum will be b. In this case, the b is -15. Pause this video, see what can you find. Good. Did you see that I tried, then I found a -16 and a +1. When I multiply each other, we have -16. When I add it, I have -15. Good work. Then we come here. Once we found it, we're going to write -15t as -16t and a +1t. The order does not matter. You definitely can write like this, and then the next step, you just factor a little bit differently. Okay, order does not matter here. Let's continue. We're going to copy down and copy down and right here, and then I'm going to look at the first two binomials. Then I'm going to look at the next two binomials. The first two binomial, we can factor out 8t. After factor out 8t, we have a t minus 2. And you see here is also t minus 2, which means we can factor out a 1. Why? You might want to ask, I see t minus 2. Why we factor out 1? What making me decide I can factor out 1? Think about it. If you have a quantity, that quantity stands there, it is 1 times itself. Therefore, for t minus 2, this binomial, the greatest monomial factor is 1. And then we can continue write t minus 2. And don't forget, write down your 0. And then one last step. You see you have t minus 2, t minus 2. And then you can write down t minus 2, factor out one more time. We have 8t plus 1 equals 0. Remember, if you're just factoring a polynomial, you're done. But here, we need to solve it. The other side says equals 0, so we need to solve by using zero product property, which is this. If I have two numbers, a and b, both of them real numbers, and a times b says it is 0, which means either a is 0 or b is 0. This is our zero product property. Okay, we quickly reviewed what is a zero product property. Now we can start to write. T minus 2 is 0, which gives us as t is 2 seconds. And don't forget, we have or 8t plus 1 equals 0, which gives us a t is negative 1 over 8 seconds. We talk about when we discuss distance and time, we cannot have this negative quantity. Therefore, we're going to disregard negative 1 over 8. So negative 1/8 does not work for us. Therefore, we're going to circle our answer for our task B. And we say, after 2 seconds, the ball landed on the ground. That's it. That's how you use vertical motion model and how you use factor trinomial, which has the form ax squared plus bx plus c, and how you use zero product property. Happy learning.